Good morning, everybody. It is a new day. It is 9:30 if my prognosis and calculations are right, because we're supposed to head out. Annabelle's already gone downstairs. I am not really quite ready, but today is a bit of a crazy day. So today we are going to Amsterdam for like a little day event. Nothing fixed, but I think I'm gonna fill you in the car because I don't want her to wait for me downstairs, and I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and it's only 9:30 a.m. Let's start this day. Wow, it's a miserable day outside, but I guess there's no such a thing. Every day is what you make out of it, in a way. We are in the car heading to the airport. The traffic is also not helping because when it's raining, it's like, you can imagine. Speaking to Annabelle about books, because the other day I went to the bookshop, I was saying what literature we had to read in Serbian high school, and she was telling me in German, like, it's a lot of Goethe, kind of, and stuff like that. And for us, it was a lot of international literature. So I was saying that I picked Tolstoy to read again, and that when I was 17, it was just like so painful. We actually used to have these moments where people would rent, back in the days, DVDs or VHS. Like in my sister's time, it was VHS, like Anna Karenina, and then people would watch it, and it used to be on two different VHSs, like part one and part two, because it's so long. And then it would go from like a household to household for people to watch, because there was like only in one video rental, like one VHS, and it had to go like through various different households. Imagine now you just ask ChatGPT, can you tell me a little summary? Yeah, the times have really changed. And then we were talking, and she was saying, now holidays are coming, and on holidays people want to read just like easy stuff. And obviously I know I've read a lot of easy books, and I was saying, my favorite books are from Sophie Kinsella, and she said, oh my god, but have you seen She Just Died? And honestly, the fact, like the thought of never again having a new book by her, it's just devastating, because when they're like creative people, and like also like I think she was very, very young, I was so devastated because I'm such a big fan, and I don't even know how this news missed me. And it's also like the brilliant minds, her humor and her books. So yeah, anyway, in order to honor people who did great things, I think the best thing you can do is like appreciate their work and love it and use it and pass it and share it with people. So yeah, if you're looking for some nice, easy, fun, witty, entertaining, like winter read or holiday read, I definitely recommend her books. I think they're so brilliant and so entertaining, and something that you pick up and you don't want to like put down. And yeah, just wanted to say a few words about that. We are actually approaching Linate in a second.
We arrive at 10 and boarding is at 10:25.
I love it.
This is such a short time for us. We usually arrive always like so much earlier.
And we linger around the airport and all of that stuff. But we're traveling light today. I don't know if I told you what we're doing in Amsterdam. So we're gonna see. We're gonna take it easy, have some food, this and that. Maybe we're gonna see my friend Noor. I texted her that I'm coming, so maybe we'll do lunch together if she's free. Because obviously, like when you're mom, it's not as easy as when you're just like.
No, mom.
No, mom, yeah. The best part for me of Amsterdam visit, besides obviously seeing my friend Noor, because that's really, really, really great, and we've been friends for such a long time, is going to see Dr. Yanni. I don't know if you guys have been following me for a long time, but in 2019 he was the one who dissolved my lip filler, and I think he's the best artist when it comes to like everything related to aesthetics. So we're gonna go see him, and it's so funny because Annabelle asked me like, what are you gonna do? I said, I don't know, because he looks at your face, like he examines it like very up close, and then he says what you need, which is what I love, because I don't really go with like, oh, I don't like this or I don't like that. It's more like I come and visit him and then he works some magic. That's the plan. I'm sorry about this light. I know this light is not giving, but honestly, with these weather conditions, you guys don't even want to know. We started our working day today at 8, and it was tough with these light conditions. Guys, do you think that it's strange? You tell me that every time I travel, there's one policeman that he always stops just me. Every time. Annabelle can confirm. How many times?
He doesn't want to see my documents.
He never asks a question to Annabelle, just to me. Every single time he stops me, and it's okay because I have nothing to. So many sunglasses. I have like no issues. You know, he stops me, says hi. He always looks at my document.
Always ask where you're going.
Where I'm going, you know, and that's it. And then it's always there are 3 men, but it's always the same one that stops me. Yeah, and there's like a crowd of people, but he picks me out of the crowd, and it's always the same guy. The guy has no problem with it. It's his job. It's his right. But it's just like it's crazy.
It's so weird.
I find it very entertaining because every time we're traveling, we're like, let's see if he's gonna pick me. And of course,
Did he already ask when you traveled with Filippo?
I think when I was traveling with Filippo, he also stopped me, or he didn't stop me. I don't know. I'll have to ask Filippo. He will remember for sure. Hello from Amsterdam, ladies and gentlemen. We just landed, basically still rolling. I don't know. Can you see we're still rolling? I think you can see. And I am starving because it's 12:30. I don't know how, but basically this whole day is just, half the day is gone, kind of. It's midday. By the time we're out, by the time we get an Uber, yeah, we definitely need to eat something. Now, I need to discuss our plan with Annabelle because we need to decide if we're gonna eat first at the airport, like something quick just so we're not hungry, or we're gonna try and find a cute cafe and eat in town. The weather's kind of nice actually because it was really rainy in Milan. I thought it was gonna be really rainy here too, but here is beautiful. Well, I mean, like for Amsterdam standards. So very happy. We're gonna make a plan and head to city. This is one of the most beautiful cities in Europe, I would say, at least for me. I really, really love it. I actually have such fond memories from here because the first time I ever came to Amsterdam was on a trip with my sister. She got a work bonus and she took me and her other half on a holiday, like a weekend, like city break. And we had such a good time. I still remember it. So yeah, very, very fond memories from here. In the car, of course, as I told Annabelle, has already a cafe prepared from before, but that cafe is closed. We are heading to a cafe called 2 Story. And are you starving?
I am a bit starving, yeah.
Same, 23 minutes.
It's okay, I will survive.
Yeah? I think I will survive too.
We don't have any snacks, so.
No. Annabelle asked me if I want to go to see the doctor for this, right? And I said, no, I mean, who goes to see the doctor for this? I don't think it's that big of a deal. And she said, I would probably go see the doctor.
I would, because imagine it grows like wrong. Imagine you lose your nerves, and then what are you gonna do? You have a crooked finger for your whole life, and it's
then,
always like this, you know.
And then at my wedding day, I have
like this. Yeah, at your wedding day, you have a finger like this, and then he puts on the ring, Filippo, and it's like this.
And then both Filippo and I would have one weird finger because Filippo once closed a hand in a door when he was a child, so they had to actually surgically sew the tip of the finger back together. I'm actually very happy with the weather because it's kind of like, you know, cloudy, but very, very nice. I'm also very excited to see my doctor later today, so I can feel like fresh for the holiday season. And Filippo has just called me, he's updating me on the house. And you guys know already, we updated you a little bit yesterday on the Monaco apartment. And yeah, lots of nice things are happening so that things can kind of go in the good direction. Annabelle has not installed her new phone yet.
No,
Still with the old phone.
It's okay. I will do it.
Yeah.
Yes, but I just need a bit more time. And I also want to enjoy it, not to rush it. Like,
I agree.
yeah.
I actually I think if you can enjoy those little things, it should be a pleasure, not a chore.
Yeah, and also, I have time during winter holidays, so why should I now sit down? Also, I think my boyfriend can do it, to be honest. Because I don't like to do this kind of things.
I also ordered Annabelle a phone case even before because I already knew what I was gonna get for her. And yesterday I checked why it hasn't arrived, and it says arriving between 12th and 16th of January. I was like, lol, okay, never mind, we will have to do something else.
I'll buy one today at the airport, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, just a clear one.
Yeah.
Because also I don't want to use it without a phone case.
Of course not.
Too precious cargo.
Anyway, okay, 20 minutes till food. Can someone please count how many different cities did we visit this Vlogmas? Maybe someone on our editing team can help.
Can count
Yes,
for
please.
us.
We almost lost
The luggage.
the luggage in the canal. And this is what I told today, Annabelle, that's how I basically hurt my finger.
I'm not gonna
Because it
leave
was
anymore.
falling, and I was gonna get it, and then I don't know what happened, but somehow I got the nail stuck and the luggage kept falling.
Maybe you can wear here also the Schiaparelli thing that you bought.
This is exactly what I was thinking. Let's go. Annabelle says that this looks like the Schiaparelli ring that I got. I will insert a picture so you guys can compare. Maybe that was the inspiration. Already smells so much like all kinds of plants that kind of like New York, actually. Smells like New York, to put it bluntly. The architecture is so insane, I can't even tell you. Wow, how beautiful is it, Annabelle? Take it all in. It's our first time in Amsterdam. We're going to this place, 2-story. Let's see, imagine they say we cannot come in with this. No tourists allowed, no, just kidding. Wow, so cute. I always trust Annabelle to pick a cute coffee spot. Food arrived. Guys, look at the avocado toast. It looks so good, but I'm jealous of Annabelle's order, which is these tiny little blinis, like pancakes. I'm definitely gonna have that as well after, as a dessert. After I ate all of this bread and avocado and stuff, because it also looks so good. Yeah, delicious. And then I have some great news. My friend Noor's coming. We've done a Vlogmas before together, not together, but she was in my Vlogmases before, I think 2018, 2019, I don't even know, many years. So she's on her way now. We're gonna eat slowly, have slow life type of vibes. Very excited for the food. I don't know, I said it many times, but it is what it is, when it's truth, you just keep repeating it many times. Coffee is delicious. So I don't know, if you come to Amsterdam, I really recommend this place. Also because it's kind of quiet, no queues, no fuss. Love it. Let's eat. Guys! Guess who is back in Vlogmas?
Tamara looks like AI. This is a microphone for you.
I feel like you're AI. Yes. With the finger. She's like, what is this, a jewellery? Lol. Well, anyway, we ordered some cinnamon, what do you call these?
I think this is a cinnamon croissant.
Okay. Cinnamon croissant. And we're gonna have some food now, more food, because we already had some. And then we're gonna go for a walk, and I wanna take a picture of her Instagram. Where should I take a picture? Do you know a good place here?
This is so good for
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna take a picture in front for my Insta. And I cannot even cut the croissant. It's okay. And then, yeah.
When was the first time you came to Amsterdam ever?
I was just saying it, my sister got a bonus at work, and then she paid one of those deals, for her husband, me, and we all stayed in one room. I had a little bed on the side.
But this story is so cute.
We took the backpack with 10 outfits, with 10 outfits, and she was
in the
shooting
blogging
blog
days?
posts. Of course, at the beginning of my blogging, and I was trying to become a blogger,
Yeah.
I make a job out of this. So shooting all of these outfits, and I remember there was this one outfit with this long green Zara skirt. It was the era of, this Zara necklace, big and chunky with a lot of things.
The African kind of inspired,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. So in this era. And basically, I was just changing outfits. It was summer, it was August, so I had many outfits in the backpack, and I was just changing.
Yeah.
And then we went to the Bangkok Museum, and what is it called?
Rijksmuseum.
Yes, Rijksmuseum.
Stedelijk Museum.
And then I obviously asked Noor because actually Annabelle, you know, Noor is she studied like to
Art
be
history.
to be a museum custos. Maybe that's a bit like
No, like a curator.
curator, exactly. I wanted to be a librarian actually when I was a child, and my dad
But I
said,
am a librarian
You know
now.
what my dad said?
Did you know?
Yes.
No, I am. I work every Friday in the library at my daughter's school.
I love
Nobody knows
that.
this.
You know,
I've never
I
posted
wanted
this
to be,
before.
I wanted to be librarian. But I wanted to be lots of things. I also wanted to be like a doctor that does like
Also, I can
autopsy.
see-
I wanted to be a dentist. I wanted to be lots of things.
Like
and
a
my dad,
paleontologist. I also think that's something for you.
of course, I wanted to be an archaeologist as well. And of course, my parents had an excuse why I shouldn't be for everything. But for librarian, he said, "Oh, that's a very nice job. You just wipe dust from the books all day long."
Yeah. I remember when I was traveling a lot, I always looked at people like who check you in. You know, is it called ground stewardess? Steward? Or? That's always what I wanted to do. I was
Ground
like, oh, this
staff.
must be the best job ever. You sit there, you get the passport, so you kind of get the feel of like the rush life, but you don't have to leave, which is for me, you know,
Yeah,
what I
dream.
love.
Dream.
A dream. But you still get like the vibe. That was my dream job.
I always thought the stewardess is a dream life, but now that I'm doing that job, except that I'm just not serving, but I'm basically doing the same.
Yeah,
You know,
you
the
do.
same job.
The same hours you put
Yeah,
in.
the same hours on the plane. I realized
You always get
that
like a recap at the end of the year saying how many hours you spent in the air.
I don't because I use so many different companies. How do you get that?
Oh, I always
On
got it from
KLM?
KLM, yeah. And it's always so cute because you felt like, when I used to fly a lot, you know, you feel like a pilot.
One thing I remember about Noor is in her house when I first time went, she had like on this like little ledge a lot of these little Dutch houses, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, what is this? And she told me, oh, don't you know? This is like when you fly business class on KLM. Every time they give it to you.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, never seen it. And she had like hundreds. I
Yeah.
mean, she was queen of jet lags.
Back in the day.
So yeah,
Did you
retired.
have them, the houses?
I have like two. And then last time Filippo saw it, he was like, what is this? And I said, I don't know, but my friend Noor said it's a liquor. And he said, okay,
Yeah.
I'll throw it away.
Yeah, it's liquor, but you get it on certain flights. So when you fly to Dubai or Abu Dhabi, you don't get liquor. They only do it like for certain flights. So it depends on where you
It's
fly.
like a Dutch liquor, right?
Yeah,
What is it called?
I don't drink, I don't know.
I have a spot question for you. What is the most fun experience we had together?
I mean, I could say, I was thinking about this. Also, because I was thinking a lot about you and your personality now that you're getting married. No, but then you feel like, you know, you revalue everything. And then I honestly, I think back a lot about like a lot of things I learned from you. What's the most fun we had together? I mean, to be honest, for
I learned
me,
so much from you.
Yeah, but same from you. But to be honest, for me, like the first days were so special because like when we started doing this thing, it wasn't even a job. Like nobody knew what it was. Everybody was laughing. Like honestly, everybody was laughing at us. Everybody from back home. When I would take pictures in the street, everybody was
We
laughing
were the laughing
at us.
stock, of course.
And like it was something we were so passionate about and believed in. And I feel like we were very good to each other, like sharing everything, all the contact,
My
helping each other.
first best paid job was because of Noor, because she connected me with her manager at the time and she gave me the job.
But I feel like our beginning days were very special, right? Because I don't share that with anybody. Especially now, like 14 years later, whatever. I feel like everybody just wants to make a TikTok and like do this as a job. But then it was like so special. It was like the Wild West, like a cowboy. You know, there were like 5 other people who were actually doing it successful that we looked up to. You know, and that was it. And I think it was just so fun to like discover a world together where everything was
Going to
new.
the shows,
Yeah.
sharing hotel rooms attached
Yeah.
to you so we can save money on expenses.
Sharing designer bags. There's one picture of me on Getty, like I think from 2012, where I borrowed your yellow Celine bag or something, because you already had like bags in all the colors. You had like a purple Proenza or something, remember?
My mom wears that bag now, still.
Oh.
Vogue Collections is my favorite. I've been buying it every year. I need to buy it, but it's just
Actually,
heavy
I
to
wanna buy
carry.
it now.
It's heavy to carry, especially when you have a
You want one?
like a broken finger. No, it's
No?
okay. Thank you very much, though.
And
You're
also,
very
like,
generous.
Look how many cute magazines.
So
Nice,
cute.
right, Annabelle?
We're currently on a girls' walk, going to the Bienkov because I need to buy my best friend Christmas gift. She still didn't get it. So we have only 1 hour, so we need to act fast. And I hope they're gonna have it because in Milan they did not have it. So Harry Potter, look at the Hogwarts! Oh my goodness, guys, look at this! Like when you know in the book 2, this is the book 2. Yeah, this is the Hogsmeade. This is the Hogwarts. And then this is the tree, you know, the one that was like beating them up. I don't know what's it called in English, because I read at that age, I was like 8 when I read Harry Potter 2, and obviously I read it in Serbian. Then there's the spider. Oh my god, this is everything. Love it. Here's up, which means business. Amsterdam is so beautiful, honestly. Guys, can't even tell you. I hope you can see me well. It's kind of getting darker now. But obviously you know that we're heading now to Dr. Yanni, and he also has all my pictures for a long time now, so you can see how I'm aging in a very detailed way, which I love. And that's it, and then we're both gonna head to the airport. It was quite like an easy day. But Amsterdam is so beautiful and so photogenic and so such nice cafes. Everything nice, no?
Everything nice people, good food.
People like speak English, so you can really connect.
Super cute stuff. The shopping was a bit,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
have it all.
So yeah, to connect the dots, as Annabelle would say, I went to get my best friend a Christmas gift, and it was nothing. Like a very specific thing, but I didn't have it, so I need to work harder on it.
This is how the boss is washing her hands. It's a new technique that she developed. She just told me. What do we think of this technique? Okay, one hand
really
first.
rub, yeah. And then 2 fingers.
2 fingers, okay.
And then the rest. Basically, I'm never washing this finger. I don't know for how many days.
Maybe it's gonna turn yellow.
Just disinfecting it.
Stay tuned.
You know, when I wipe your face, I always want to look and feel.
Exactly.
Like this gives me another moment to actually study your face, and then I already make a plan.
Love it. That's what I really love, and like obviously I respect that you're such a academic and scientist about this, but what I love is that you look at the face and you really see things that like nobody else sees. And like, you know, like last time when I saw you, you said like that my eyes were kind of hollow, and it's not like something I ever thought about.
Well, you know, the aging process is it's actually a whole predictable process, you know. So if you know the story, if you know what to look for, you can recognize all these little pieces of evidence of aging.
Yeah.
And then the only trick is to hide them.
You know, I'm so happy that you live in Amsterdam, because that makes it a little bit less accessible for me, because I think I would be coming here way too often. I'm sure many people do. It's okay, we listen and we don't judge.
I see a little bit of hollowing over here.
Yeah, same. I see it often when I'm filming.
Yeah. Maybe we can do a little bit of brow over here. A little bit of frame.
You know, that people think I have a chin implant and cheek implants, and like that they don't believe that like my cheeks are naturally voluminous. People can have voluminous.
This is your tissue.
People can have voluminous cheeks.
Okay, I'm gonna put the chair down a little bit.
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. All right.
What do you think you're like the best at?
This.
Yes.
This is,
The forehead?
yeah, facial filler treatments and biostimulatory treatments.
Okay. I think you're the best at facial balancing. I don't know if that's like a bit overused term, you know, but in a way that you assess the face and you say, maybe someone comes and they're like, I want to get my lips done, but you're like, no, honey, you don't need your lips done, but
We can reduce them even.
exactly, which is what you said to me, but maybe this could help you look a bit more, whatever, feminine, balanced, harmonized, and in that way, even with like tiny little moves, you make it more, yeah.
Thank you for that nice compliment.
Honestly.
Show this. Now, if you raise your brows, yeah, this is already becoming much less on this side. Raise again. Yeah, great. Looking good.
So the last time I had this treatment done was in 2019.
Yeah, so it lasted a long time, right?
Yeah, like exactly this time of the year, so 6 years basically. And it was some kind of like, I guess, what would you call this? Like sort of like evening out hollowness on the forehead.
We call this a concavity.
Concavity, exactly.
The frontal concavity. Yeah, see? Almost no toxin needed. Raise again. Look
Love
at the camera.
it, love
See the
it.
difference? So I want to also put a little bit here. You see that there's some evidence of, it's called bone resorption, because the orbits,
Yes.
they widen. And so when I give back a little bit of product here, where you've lost a little bit of bone volume, you will see that it will start to look younger as well.
Okay, I'm ready for my bridal era.
You come back when you have some day, because you need 2 days to be
Yeah.
able to have a little bit of swelling. You come back and we'll inject you with JEWELLERY, which is the new PLLA.
Okay.
It gives some swelling, but it gives a beautiful, tightening of the tissue. So where you have a little bit of looseness here and there, that will tighten up.
Love it. Such strong cheeks naturally. And I mean, like everything is kind of strong on my face. Then when that is smooth and this is nicely framing the
I love the
face.
softness of your cheeks. They're so soft and round. You don't have like these really like hard
Angled.
cheekbone, right?
They're like a baby.
Yeah, like squishy.
In school, they used to always like tell me baby cheeks. And I was like, what are they talking about? Because I didn't understand. But now I understand. I would love to ask you questions for my audience.
All right.
Because I really, guys, think, obviously you have seen Dr. Yanni before in my videos, and I really think he's the greatest. And it's not just that I think that. A lot of other doctors think that too. I told you this before. So I want to know, when is a good time to start doing something on your face? I'm 36, but not all of my audience is 36.
No, I know. And you know what? There's a lot of very young people actually coming to see me. And unfortunately, sometimes I have to disappoint them and send them away because, these are really medical procedures, right? And sometimes they perceive these procedures as like an accessory, as
or
something,
a trend.
Yeah, or a trend. And they ask me to like inject a lot of fillers in their lips. But I don't know. I just like, if they're too young, it doesn't feel good to me.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but depending on what the problem is, I will listen, of course. And if that person has a very reasonable desire, then of course I will do it. For example, today I injected a 20-year-old girl. She came with her mom actually. And she was here and I injected her lips, but I could really understand why she wanted it because she had a great lower lip and her upper lip kind of disappeared on the sides.
Yeah.
And so that was a very normal, reasonable request. And so then when I treated her, I made sure that it was not visible. I always say, get your patient's notice, not your work, right? So as an aesthetic physician, my role is to very secretly improve somebody's looks without it being obvious that they've been treated.
I love that. And what, like someone who has like no issues with like wrinkles or volume, what could they do to kind of prevent aging?
Well, a lot of people right now are afraid of hyaluronic acid fillers. They come into the clinic and they have this list of people that they don't want to look like, right? They see them on social media and they say, oh, I would like to improve something in my face, but I don't want to look like this and this and this person, right? And then,
love that.
And so there's an increased demand for biostimulatory products like KAHA or PLLA. Regenerative therapies, also like PRP, PRF, all these things. Polynucleotides are huge right now.
Do you think they work, honestly?
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah?
They do. Yeah, it's been shown, So of course you have to do multiple treatments and you have to be you have to manage expectations.
Mm-hmm. So that's also another thing. Some people have like maybe like much deeper problem, but they want to treat it very superficially in a way. Mm-hmm. And then they're disappointed with the results because actually the injector is also not managing their expectations, right? Yeah, so this is huge hype, with Regeron, which is the salmon sperm polynucleotides. So if people really think that they're going to get a facelift effect after injecting Regeron, then of course they're mistaken. It's more like a care, I suppose. Yeah, it's like what the skincare companies try to promise you in their advertising campaigns, and they're not going to fulfill that promise. The PNs, the polynucleotides, they are going to fulfill that promise. Yeah. I like that. Are you happy with what we've done today? Yeah. All right. Can I explain what we did today? Yes, please.
Okay. So I had a look at
because also, by the way, I don't know. I just sit here and I trust this man.
Yeah, she's like,
know?
okay, my face is in your
Yeah.
hands, just do whatever is good for me.
Yeah.
So that's a really big responsibility for me because you're so beautiful. And so if I mess it up, then first of all, you're never gonna come back. Second of all, you're not gonna continue sending your friends. And third of all, you know, so that would be embarrassing. So my role is to really study your face and look at little details. So what I saw today, and of course you can't see it that well anymore because I fixed some of it. She was starting to get a little concavity in her forehead. That's a reduction of bone, basically. So her forehead bone was starting to get a little bit hollow. We call this a concavity. Mm-hmm. So I corrected the loss of volume. So I gave back what she lost. And now her forehead is smooth again. And if you raise your brows, you can see that the wrinkles that are still there are much less than before the treatment. Also, what I did is push up the brow a little bit to give her that nice and open look. I injected also here in the side of the orbit. This is also correcting age-related anatomical changes, right? So when you're 36 now, right? So your anatomy is a little bit different from when you were 20.
Especially women lose loss, like bone, right? Like in general, yeah.
And so I correct a little bit of bone resorption over here. You can't see any filler over here. Maybe the bumps, they're the toxin, but you can't see that there's any filler here. So I'm hiding the filler on a strategic place. And that will hide evidence of aging. And I softened the nasolabial fold. I pushed up the corners of the mouth to give her that secret happy smile. So that's it.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so happy. Okay, guys, we are now 20 minutes later. Got to the airport. We don't have any luggage to check in, so that was very easy. What can I tell you? We are still in like European Union. I didn't pass through the security check or anything like that because I want to spend a little bit more time with Annabelle because she has the first flight, so we're gonna say goodbye to each other, and then I fly to Belgrade and she flies to Milano. What am I looking for? I am looking for a lip liner so I can look a bit cuter for myself because nobody's gonna see me. I also, with this finger, honestly, people think it's an accessory because it's me. People are like, that's a cute fashion accessory. Also, doing a lip liner is hard because I cannot do, you know, a bit of lip liner. I don't even see what I'm doing. A bit of Rhode peptide lip treatment, tinted lip treatment. It smells so good. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we're soon gonna say goodbye to each other, and then we see each other in a day and a half. We ordered some burgers, so gonna eat food now, and that's it. Not much updates. How did you like Amsterdam, Annabelle? Do you want to tell them?
I liked it a lot, but I don't know if anyone here lives in Amsterdam. We had a chat with Noor, and she said that the rent prices are like insane. So expensive that I was kind of shocked because I thought Milan is quite expensive to live, but apparently Amsterdam is like out of this world. So if anyone lives in Amsterdam, please let us know how you survive. And I loved it, and also the cafe we went to, you should go. It's super cute. It was so calm. We had such a nice day and it was beautiful. I loved it, and we had great weather also, which was super nice. So yeah, now we're hungry, a bit tired, and ready to go home. And you to Serbia, which is also a bit home.
Yeah. Okay, the food is here. I have a Beyond Meat burger, fries and stuff. We have to eat fast, and we're planning work as well because not many more working days left until the end of the year, and we're very happy about it because we just need to make sure that we are productive. Push last few days and we're done to our well-deserved vacanze. I go this way, I think you go that way. I'm so happy that I get now extra. I travel at bye Annabelle. This is not the last time you guys will see her this Vlogmas. There's still more, yeah. Good evening, Belgrade. I have just arrived at the hotel and it's midnight. I think it's even more. And I didn't really vlog much because I felt like even tired of myself vlogging on the planes. I just took off my bandage to wash my hands and to disinfect the finger in question. And honestly, I don't want to even bore you with the situation. It's not looking great. Let's just say that. And the only thing that I can do is hope that my hand will be presentable back again before my wedding. Anyway, so this is my face after everything that we've done. Dr. Yanni is very, very like subtle with everything that he does, and he appreciates like kind of like simplicity in things. So I'm very happy, and I always love seeing him. We're staying in Belgrade in Hotel St. Regis. I've stayed here before quite a few times actually, and I really love the architecture. I think you guys are gonna see it a little bit better tomorrow. This was sort of my today outfit. These jeans are also brand. This is Filippo's netto that I asked him to lend me this morning. I am probably gonna unpack in the morning. I'm so tired, you guys, that I now don't have any will to unpack. I'm just gonna open the suitcase to take out my beauty bag, and then I have something from Joy here waiting for me, but I also want to unpack it in the morning when the light is beautiful and we both can see it better. So I think that's it for today's vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I brought you with me throughout and through. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Night, night.